Hello and welcome to True Guidance Tarot. I'm Adriana Teodoro-Dier. I'm a spiritual medium and intuitive card reader, and I've got a message for the earth signs. This is for Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. So what we're going to do is this general group reading for you that tells you what's going on with your elements, and then I'll break off into the individual signs after I do that. So really excited to talk to you because some interesting things are going on. The energy around you this week is the Judgment. And the way you're feeling about it is the Empress. Now you notice these two cards are back to back. So this means a situation from your past comes up for your consideration, for you to look at with clarity and make a judgment so that you can have a different outcome on the way forward. Now, a lot of you don't necessarily want to see that. You're concentrated on receiving abundance. You're concentrated on receiving abundance is kind of the word that is right now. Receiving abundance, receiving material things, and you're kind of focused on mothering more than you are on seeing clearly. And this is an invitation to see clearly, because in order to receive with greater power, you need to be a lot more clear about the past, because you still may be unconsciously asking for things that don't serve you because you haven't cut away those things from the past with clarity. So this is not about, getting angry and blaming and going through all that junk. It's about looking at something with a lot more objectivity so that you can say, you know what? That was then. I don't want to manifest this anymore. I don't want to receive this anymore. And you have a lot better, just a lot more positive. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but sometimes you can come up with an idea like, okay, I'd like to manifest more friends, or I'd like to manifest more opportunities. And you start kind of just getting things that seem like friends or opportunities, but they're not really. It's kind of like crud. You get like a lot of crud until you get the golden thing, the thing that is a friend or is an opportunity. And so this is saying clarify what you want and skip the crud. Okay. And then your advice. We've got the Four of Pentacles, the Star, and the Two of just the two, the High Priestess. So this is similar to what we're talking about, holding on to those beliefs, holding on to that way of being, closing down and keeping yourself the same. It's preventing you from coming at home with who you truly are, your authentic self, your powerful self. And that's the combination of these two. So much purple here. The divine power that you really are. That's what you're being asked to come into, to step into right now. But because of what you're holding on to in your belief system from the past without truly looking at it, you can't receive, you can't be that power channel that you truly are. So again, the message is, when the situation from the past comes up, look at it with objectivity so you can cut away that stuff out of your energy field that you no longer want to manifest. Okay, let's get to your individual readings. Capricorn first. And they're saying 4 cards. Wow, that card has been coming up a lot. So we've got the Tower, we've got the 6 of Cups, we've got the Ace of Cups, and we've got the 7 of Swords. Okay, Capricorn, so we are talking about a blind spot. So someone from your past, someone that you have an emotional attachment to, and it may not be someone from your past. For some of you, this may be a child. That picture is coming through strongly right now. This is a child that you have a blind spot with. And because you have a blind spot, there's some enabling, there's some unwillingness to look at what they're actually doing. So this is kind of where love and our regard for someone can cloud our perception of them, where the heart can be too... See, I'm having a hard time, because for a heart to be truly open, it sees clearly. But this is not really that. This is that you just have a blind spot. You have a soft spot for them, and that clarity can't crystallize because it's too soft in there. And so you may be encountered with something where you look at them and you go, oh my God, they couldn't have done that. That's not them. And you're a little bit blindsided because it's kind of like, how could they do this? But that was there all along, but it was your that soft spot you had for them, that emotional unwillingness to look at who they are and the choices of who they are. And when this is a child, this is difficult because we see the child as an extension of ourselves, and we don't want to admit or realize that they are their own person making their own mistakes. So this is really about, this is our tower here. This is going to be a bit shocking for you when you see it, but this is good, because you cannot move forward in your relationship with this person if you're believing a lie about them, if you're believing your ideal about them. You can't accept them for who they are if you don't see who they are and what choices they're making. So this is not about condemning the person. This is about loving the sinner, hating the sin. I don't want to get too biblical here, but I like that phrase because it separates the action from the person, that a person can be good inside and they can make a mistake. That's all of us. We have the propensity to be good or evil, and it's not our nature. Our nature, our true nature, is actually all positive, but down here we choose. And so because you're going to look at this person a lot more clear, you're going to show up better for them. You're going to show up more level-headed, and you're not going to be so easily fooled. They're not going to pull that wool over your eyes anymore. And this boundary and structure that you're going to set up for them may be uncomfortable at first. They're going to hate it because they didn't have that before, but they absolutely need you to do that. Okay? So this is about some clear seeing for you this week. And remember, we had just in the previous reading, the Mother card, the Empress, come up. Again, too mothering, too abundant, too soft. This is time for that Capricorn sharpness, that Capricorn, I hate to say coldness, but it is cold and it is necessary because what this person is doing isn't serving them, and you need to be willing to see that and say it to them. Okay, so that may not be the easiest thing, but again, in the long run, this is definitely for you. So Capricorns, if you're leaving us now, goodbye. Please like, subscribe to this channel, and please share it with other people if you feel compelled to do so. If you'd like to support the channel in a little more tangible or different kind of way, there is a link to my PayPal or Venmo if you choose to do that. If not, that's totally okay. You're here now for a reason, and we're going to get to the reason for Taurus or Virgo. They haven't told me who I'm doing yet, probably because I won't stop chattering. Okay, Virgo, and they're saying top 3. Okay, and we're talking about relationship. All right, so we've got the Five of Wands going into the Queen of Wands, and then going into the Lovers. So this is, Virgo, you've let this other person have center stage a little bit too long. And you're starting to say to yourself, well, what about me? You know, I've got needs too. I've got things that I want to do. Is this really important to me to be giving them the center stage too much? Again, we go back to that Empress card, the giving too much, the being too much of a mother, the taking care of too many things, because you find yourself taking care of everything so much that there's nothing left for you. And this other person is not showing up to reciprocate taking care of you as well. You're doing all of it. And for some reason this week, something that they're doing is putting a lot of pressure on you, which is not comfortable. Usually they don't demand as much, but for some reason they're demanding more and more and more and more. And you're just like, ugh, I don't know if I can do this. And it's got you questioning. But instead of questioning the relationship, you need to question your role in the relationship. So what have I done to allow this person to be this way? And again, we may not be talking about a significant other, although for some of you it is. They're showing a very strong masculine, I'm seeing an actual person here. So I'm just going to describe him as blonde hair, tall, kind of thin but not skinny. I mean, there's muscle in there. So for some of you, this might be a son, and for some of you, this might be a partner. But it's very light blonde hair. So this is about you starting to understand what's important to you and what's valuable to you. And when you understand that, you can start to take apart your behavior and say, okay, this is in line with what's important to me, and this is not in line with what's important to me. And then you shift that. So there's nothing you have to discuss or do with this person. You just need to start subtly shifting your energy and let them deal with it how they're going to deal with it. They're probably going to throw some temper tantrums because they're used to being the center of attention and the center stage, and they're used to you picking up after them constantly. But I don't think that that is going to be long-lived, the temper tantrum, I mean. I think that this is actually going to help you two come together in a more meaningful way, because you're going to allow them to show up as an equal partner rather than as someone that you're taking care of all the time. And when you've got that mother-son dynamic, there's always a power imbalance. You're always going to have more power. And maybe that's what you need to be looking at too, because more power means more control. But what's the price of that control? The price of that control is the loss of yourself and the negation of your own needs. So is that really the balance you want for you? So that is a hard question for you, but some good things to think about this week. Yeah, because for some week he's just going to be extra demanding. All right, and last but not least, Taurus. Okay, they're saying top 3. I'm laughing. I'm a Taurus as well, and so every time they give me certain cards, I laugh. Okay, so Page of Swords. We've got the Knight of Cups, and then we've got the Emperor. Now, there's a double meaning going on. You've been incubating an idea, a gentle one, a soft one, and it's something that you know is the right thing, the right way forward. You're able to incubate this idea without emotion. And then you're willing to put this into action. And what I love about this is the fact that you're going because your heart is telling you to go there. You incubated it without emotion, so you have a clear vision, but then your heart is pushing it forward. And your heart is saying, this is what we need to do. This is what I love. This is where I need to go. For some of you, this is creative projects like painting or poetry. And for some of you, this is taking the steps to open up that psychic channel a bit more. But we meet the Emperor. And the Emperor kind of stops this energy, this idealistic, younger energy, and it says, nope, show me results now. Show me the results right now. And it kind of puts a stop on all of this psychic, spiritual momentum you've got going, because he's so pragmatic, he's so realistic, and he wants things to happen on his own terms. So you're like, okay, I've got this idea, I've put it into action, my heart's okay with it, but there's no results. I'm not seeing anything tangible. And the temptation is going to be to shut this down, to say, well, then this must be wrong. This idea and my heart direction, this must be wrong. This isn't right. And that's not necessarily true. The Emperor wants something on its own terms. We talked about control with Virgo. We've got that same thing here. We want control on our own terms because we want the world to respond the way we want it to respond. But this guy's going after the Holy Grail. He's on a quest. And what's the point of a quest? The point of a quest is to go into the unknown, to go places that you're not sure, to encounter things that you've never seen before. So the way is not cut and dry. The way is not set out. You're discovering the way as you're going. And so this guy needs to take a little chill pill and hang out somewhere else, maybe send him on a vacation. So whenever you get impatient, whenever you get that pragmatic frustration that you're not seeing results, step back, because you're on a quest. You're on a journey for something. And because your heart's in control and because your mind is quiet, it's going to pan out more fruitfully than this guy knows. He doesn't even know the extent to which this thing is going to take off. So goodbye, Emperor. Stay with your course, stay with your heart, stay with your clarity of mind. You're on the right track, you're going in the right direction, but you can't allow yourself to be sidelined or distracted by your impatience or frustration that things aren't happening the way you'd like them to happen. That's not the point. The point is the growth your heart is going to encounter on this journey. All right, thank you so much for joining me. I love doing these readings and I love seeing you every week. So I look forward to seeing you next week, and have a good one.